Alright, Claire.
Alright, so this is The Stronger by August Strindberg. Good afternoon, Amelia. You're sitting here alone on Christmas Eve like a poor bachelor. You know, it really hurts me to see you like this, alone in a cafe on Christmas Eve. It makes me feel as if one time when I saw a bridal party in a Paris restaurant, and the bride sat reading a comic paper while the groom played billiards with the witnesses. Huh, thought I, such a beginning. What will follow and what will end? He played billiards on his wedding eve. And she read a comic paper, you mean? Well, they're not altogether the same thing. You know what, Amelia? I believe you would have done better to have kept him. Do you remember? I was the first to say, forgive him. Do you remember that? You would be married now and have a home. Remember that Christmas when you went out to visit your fiancé's parents in the country? How you gloried in the happiness of home life and really longed to quit theater forever. Yes, Amelia dear, home is the best place of all, next to the theater. And as for children, well, you don't understand that. Now you shall see what I bought for my piggy wigs. Look at this. This is for Lisa. And here is Marge's Popgun. Did I frighten you? Did you think I would like to shoot you, eh? On my soul, if I don't think you did. If you wanted to shoot me, it wouldn't be so surprising, because I stood in your way. And I know you could never forget that. Although I was absolutely innocent, you still believe I intrigued and got you out of the Store Theater. But I didn't. I didn't do that, although you think so. Well, it doesn't make any difference what I say to you. You still believe I did it. And these are my better half. I embroidered them myself. I can't bear tulips, but he wants tulips on everything. See what little feet Bob has, and you should see what a splendid stride he has. You've never seen him in slippers. Look. And when he is grumpy, he stamps like this with his foot. What? Damn those servants who can never learn to make coffee. Oh, now those creatures haven't trimmed the lamp properly. And then there are the draughts on the floor, and his feet are cold. Ugh, how cold it is. The stupid idiots can never keep the fire going. And then he comes home and has to hunt for his slippers, which Marie has stuck under the chiffonier. Oh, but it's sinful to sit here and make fun of one's husband this way when he is kind and a good little man. You ought to have had such a husband, Amelia. What are you laughing at? What? What? And you see, he's true to me. Yes, I'm sure of that, because he told me himself. What are you laughing at? That when I was touring in Norway, that brazen Frederica came and wanted to seduce him. Can you fancy anything so infamous? It was lucky that Bob told me about it himself, and that it didn't reach me through gossip. But why? But would you believe it? Frederica wasn't the only one. I don't know why, but the women are crazy about my husband. They must think he has influence about getting them theatrical engagements because he's connected with the government. Perhaps you were after him yourself. I didn't used to trust you any too much, but now he never bothered his head about you, and always seemed to have a grudge against him in some way. Come see us this evening, Amelia, and show us that you're not put out with us. Not put out with me, at any rate. I don't know. Maybe it would be uncomfortable to have you for an enemy. Perhaps it's because I stood in your way. Or I really don't know why in particular. Our acquaintance has been so queer. I saw you for the first time, and I was afraid of you. So afraid that I didn't dare let you out of my sight, no matter when or where. I always found myself near you. I didn't dare have you for an enemy, so I became your friend. But there was always discord when you came to our house, because I saw that my husband couldn't endure you, and the whole thing seemed as awry to me as an ill-fitting gown. And did all I could to make him friendly to you, but with no success until you became engaged. Then came a violent friendship between you, so that it looked all as once though you both dared to show your real feelings only when you were secure. And then, how was it later? I didn't get jealous. Strange to say. And I remember at the christening, when you acted as godmother, I made him kiss you. He did so, and you became so confused. As it were, I didn't notice it then, didn't think about it later either, and have never thought about it until now. Why are you silent? You haven't said a word this whole time, but you have let me go on talking. You have sat there in your eyes, have reeled out of me all these thoughts which lay like raw silk in its cocoon. Thoughts, suspicious thoughts, perhaps. Let me see. Why did you break your engagement? Why do you never come to our house anymore? Why don't you come see us tonight? Hush, you needn't speak. I understand it all. It was because, and because, and because. Yes, yes, now all the accounts balance. That's it. Fee, I won't sit at the same table with you. That's the reason I had to embroider tulips, which I hate, on his slippers, because you are fond of tulips. That's why we go to Lake Malarn in the summer, because you don't like salt water. That's why my boy is named Eskel, because it's your father's name. That's why I wear your colors, read your authors, eat your favorite dishes, drink your drinks, chocolate, for instance. That's why, oh my God, it's terrible. When I think about it, it's terrible. Everything came from you to me, even your passions. Your soul crept into mine like a worm into an apple, ate and ate. bored and bored until nothing was left but the rind and a little black dust within. I want to get away from you, but I couldn't. You lay like a snake and charmed me with your black eyes. I felt that when I lifted my wings, they only dragged me down. I lay in the water with bound feet, and the stronger I strove to keep up, the deeper I worked myself down, until I sank to the bottom where you lay like a giant crab to clutch me in your claws. And sit there I'm lying now. I hate you, hate you, hate you. And you only sit there silent. Silent and indifferent. Indifferent whether it's new moon or warning moon, Christmas or New Year's, whether others are happy or unhappy, without power to hate or to love, or as quiet as a stork by a rat hole. You couldn't scent your prey and capture it. But you could lie in, wait for it. You sit here in your corner of the cafe. Did you know it's called the Rat Trap for you? And read the papers to see if misfortune hasn't befallen someone. To see if someone hasn't been given a notice at the theater. Perhaps you sit here and calculate your next victim and reckon on your chances of recompense like a pilot in shipwreck. Poor Amelia, I pity you. Nevertheless, because I know you are unhappy like one who has been wounded, and angry because you are wounded. I can't be angry with you, no matter how much I want to be, because you come out as the weaker one. Yes, and all that with Bob doesn't trouble me. What is that to me? After all, and what difference does it make whether I learn to drink chocolate from you or from someone else? Besides, chocolate is very healthful, and if you taught me how to dress, that has only made me more attractive to my husband. So you lost, and I won there. Well, judging by certain signs, I believe you have already lost him, and I certainly intended that I should leave him. So as you did with your fiancé, and regret as you now regret. But you see, I don't do that. We mustn't be too exacting. And why should I take only what no one else wants? Perhaps take it all in all. I am, this moment, the stronger one. You received nothing from me, but you gave me much. And now I seem like a thief since you have awakened, and I find I possess what is your loss. How could it be otherwise when everything is worthless and sterile in your hands? You could never keep a man's love with your tulips and your passions, but I can keep it. You can't learn how to live from your authors, as I have learned. You have no little Eskel to cherish, even if your father's name was Eskel. And why are you always silent? You have nothing to say, because you never think about anything. Now I am going home, taking the tulips with me, your tulips. You are unable to learn from another. You can't bend, therefore you broke like a dry stalk. But I won't break. Thank you, Amelia, for all your good lessons. Thanks for teaching my husband how to love. Now I'm going home to love him.